Hello and welcome to another market update after the market closed 20th of September 2019. If you're coming here after looking at your course materials or anything else where you don't understand what you're looking at, then the course materials are going to explain, because I just dive right in here, and so you should know what this chart is and what I'm talking about. So otherwise, if it doesn't make sense, go back to the course materials. So here's we're going to look at the big picture then. There's the S&P 500, and just to recap here, as my proprietary system said, this was a brand new bull market here. It said to get out here, and it had me in cash for the kind of the mother system, as it were, for almost a year here, while they had this big drop. Market sorted itself out a couple of weeks ago. It said it's a brand new bull market. But that's no guarantee for the short term. That's a long-term system. So that's the idea with that is you get in with some, and then you just roll with the punches. And had a little bit of a punch this week, as I explained last week. I was expecting some kind of stasis or downturn, and looks like it showed up with anger on Friday. The price actually didn't move, that drastically, but there's this volume spike here is concerning right before the weekend. So week ahead looking downwards for the short-term trend, but once again, as long as it can hold above this level here on the S&P 500, then all is well stronger at least, heading into probably the second most volatile traditionally time of the year, October. So let's look at Bitcoin. The whole cryptocurrency complex is around up there. No real change. Just waiting for Bitcoin here for it to catch up. Well, the moving average here, the red line, the 40-week, to catch up, but it's just chugging along sideways, quite happily, quite content, as long as it stays above that line there. Then we're looking at GBTC here, which is the ETF for Bitcoin, not the currency. This smooths out that volatility for us, and as long as this stays above about there, then I shall be happy. It's forming a little bit of a wedge here actually, and it's looking to the upside there. So all is good as expected there. Gold is doing the same. It's just stepping up, doing very nicely, up on Friday. With all this possible Iran trouble, you see, gold is reacting as it should, quite healthily, and which has made it. I was calling this an uptrend sort of way back here, breaking out here from long-term resistance, and that's not been a bad place to be with any trouble. On that note, let's look at oil, because with all this Middle East fuss, and surprisingly, it had this spike and then it's just leveled back off again, and that's telling you about the level of concern. That cuts through all the media hype. Of course, they want to rile you up and tell you that the world's ending, that this is the chart regarding oil where the truth is, and yeah, it's spiked and it's right back down where it was now for now. So no predicting the future right there, but as things like stand right now, oil complex really couldn't give a monkeys. So by the way, the cryptocurrencies, if again, it's a good time to be getting on your mining shares. I'm your sponsor. You go to bitclubnetwork.com and enter your sponsor name, Bits and Pieces, BITSNPIECES, Bits and Pieces. So finally, let's look at those two stock picks I mentioned last week. There was Pegasus, Pegasystems rather. It didn't come back to my kind of bios being a bit tight here, but that's where I really want to get in here, about 68ish. But what's very encouraging about this stock is that it hasn't, the market's been taking a dive, and this one really didn't sort of go along with it. It's a resilient stock. On the other hand, though, the one that did get us in was Verisign. I'll get there in a minute. What was the criteria? VRSN, that's it. Right, there it is. So yeah, I liked how it was just clinging onto its fingernails there, which really all it gives me is a stock and uptrend, and it gives me a very low risk entry point. If I'm wrong, I lose little. If I'm right, I could win big, and that's really the name of the game. It's hanging in there, and true to as imagined, it's treating this 40-week like it's a brick wall, it's in a bumpy week. It's just sort of just holding on there, so that still remains a decent entry point. It's up a little bit from when I talked about it. So that's all for this week, and I will speak to you next time.